So guys, welcome to episode 30 of our Aston Martin save. And if you didn't catch the last episode, last Thursday, go back and watch that. That was a fantastic, eventful Spanish Grand Prix where we managed to score double points. Pierre Gasly in P4 and Fernando Alonso in P7 at his home race. Definitely worth a watch. We didn't have an episode on Tuesday. I apologise for that. I was away at the weekend, didn't get time to record it. So we are back today with the jewel in the crown, which is the Monaco Grand Prix. This is the one that it's just the glitz, the glam, but qualifying is ever so important. First Grand Prix here in 1950, and Lewis Hamilton holds the lap record of 1 minute 12.9 in 2021. Circuit map, very familiar. Street circuit, brilliant circuit. Not a lot of overtaking opportunities, but I'm hoping our guys are going to qualify well. Car attributes, low and medium speed cornering. Our car last year, that was its strongest, although very poor. We were very strong in low-speed corners. It'll be interesting to see what our car this year can do. And expected strategy is a one-stop from softs on to hard. So there's not much to tell you about development-wise. Not much time between the Spanish Grand Prix and this one, so I'm going to get into practice. We'll see you in qualifying for the most important qualifying of the year in Monaco.
Cars have been racing through Monaco streets since 1929, and this weekend is no exception, as we get to watch the new generation of world-class drivers take over Monte Carlo. This is the Monaco Grand Prix. Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners. From the brake-heavy Le Rascasse to the treacherous Sand of Ott, there are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is the best plan of attack. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Right, then you join us final laps in Q2. We were safely through to Q2 by some distance. Pierre Gasly especially. Fernando Alonso had a couple of little nervy moments but got there comfortably in the end. And it is Fernando Alonso who we are watching round the final corners and taking on this last lap. What's Fernando Alonso going to do? He boosts himself up to P6. Pierre Gasly still to complete his lap. He's following this McLaren down now. Is he going to be safe as well? Pierre Gasly stays P7. But we look as though we've done okay. Charles Leclerc's the surprise one here. Is he going to manage to get up? He does. Charles Leclerc into P2, but both cars safely through to Q3. Job well done for both our lads. And now Q3, both our guys were out on a set of warm tyres for the first run. Pierre Gasly P4, Alonso P5. Fernando Alonso has only got one fresh set of tyres, which he's currently on now. So Fernando Alonso won't have a set of fresh tyres for the Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly though is green through the middle sector. I'm guessing he was green through the first sector as well. Pierre Gasly comes up to the line. Where's he going to finish? Pierre Gasly stays P6. Now it's all on Fernando Alonso. He was yellow through the first sector. Can he get green in sector 2? Max Verstappen goes on provisional pole. And it is going to be Max Verstappen unless Fernando Alonso pulls something amazing out of the bag. Fernando Alonso P8, Pierre Gasly P7. Valtteri Bottas. The Alfa Romeos have looked pretty quick all weekend, especially in the hands of Valtteri Bottas. So your grid for the Monaco Grand Prix, it is going to be Max Verstappen on pole, then the two Ferraris of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, Hamilton and Russell in the Mercedes, Bottas then, and then the two Aston Martins of Gasly and Alonso. Let's get to the strategy screen. Right guys, we are going to split the strategies here. As we discussed, Fernando Alonso doesn't have a fresh set of soft compound tyres. Therefore, he's going to be on the medium tyre. He's going to go a little bit longer and then go on to the hards. Pierre Gasly a little bit different. He's going to be on the soft compounded tyre. He's starting in front. The idea is to push away early with Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso might have to hold him up a little bit. We understand that. But it's looking pretty promising in that respect. In terms of rain, we don't feel that we've got any rain. And very much, it's going to be a pretty dry afternoon here in Monte Carlo. So that's the strategy. 7th and 8th. Let's see what we can do. Let's get to 5 red lights and get started at the Monaco Grand Prix.
And there we have Pierre Gasly. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. And here's Alonso, the team's second driver. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. Will their hard work pay off today? We're here and the streets are abuzz at the Monaco Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
And away we go here in Monaco. Max Verstappen leads us away. We're straight away on board with Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso losing a couple of positions off the start, but Pierre Gasly doing the exact opposite, gaining a position on Valtteri Bottas, which could be massively important. Fernando Alonso back now up into P8. Gasly and Bottas side by side through the first few corners here in Monaco. Meanwhile, if we have a look at the front, Max Verstappen has kept the lead from Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Hamilton, Russell. Pierre Gasly, though, making up a position early doors here. Fernando Alonso, like I say, on that medium compounder tyre, doesn't need to be doing too much, just staying in that DRS of Valtteri Bottas, which I'm sure he will do no problem at all. So decent start for our guys. Meanwhile, if we have a look further down, Esteban Ocon in P9, then the two Alpha Tauris in Zhou and Stroll in 10th and 11th. Lance Stroll's found quite a nice home at Alpha Tauri, it must be said. Then comes Sebastian Vettel, Alexander Albon, Sergio Perez well down the order, will be looking to make his way through, but not an easy place to do it here in Monaco. The two McLarens in Norris and Ricciardo in 15th and 16th. Then comes Latifi, Magnussen, and the two Williams at the back. Tsunoda already lost the DRS of Kevin Magnussen within half a lap on lap 1. Quick check-in, lap 4. Pierre Gasly still running in P6. The two Mercs not being able to keep up with the Ferraris and the Red Bulls at the front, but Lewis Hamilton now 4 seconds behind Carlos Sainz. Then comes George Russell. Pierre Gasly sticking with these two in P6, Bottas P7, then Alonso in P8. Alonso on the medium compound, ticking over rather nicely at the moment. Then comes Ocon and Zhou. It's very much at this moment in time looking like a procession as we just have a look at our race leader coming round Raskas onto the start-finish straight, but it's very much a procession at this moment in time. Lap 5. Just a quick check-in on lap 11. We don't normally show you this screen, but Pierre Gasly, look at the tyre wear of Pierre Gasly compared to the other guys at the top. And Fernando Alonso looking pretty decent as well in P8. So if we just cut quickly back to the action, Pierre Gasly sitting behind the two Mercedes, enjoying himself very, very much indeed. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso, very similarly, just chilling behind Valtteri Bottas, got the DRS, nearly broke the DRS of Esteban Ocon. We can see a little bit of rain, which is a little bit worrying, but I'm hoping we're not going to see any of that. But at the moment, P6 for Pierre Gasly, P8, both looking rather solid at this moment in time. And we're going to have some tyres left. When these guys pit, we're going to have some decent tyres left to really push on. And that's when we're going to try the overcut. George Russell is now 11 seconds back from Carlos Sainz. And Max Verstappen, who's having a lovely drive around Monaco this afternoon. Lap 13. Lap 22, we see Pierre Gasly. No heroics into Sandoval. Do not apply to the Gasman. Getting round George Russell, and you can see in the background there Fernando Alonso also having a pop at Valtteri Bottas. Great move that from Pierre Gasly, very risky, fantastic work, and our guys in the garage, there's not been much overtaking, it's very much been a procession so far this afternoon, but that's a good move from Pierre Gasly. And meanwhile, Fernando Alonso now has got past Valtteri Bottas. Oh, we're going to get a replay of that, possibly not at this moment in time. But it was a great move from Fernando as well. Now P5 and 7 for both Aston Martin cars. You join us back, lap 29. Some cars are in the pit, such as Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, George Russell, all in the pit. And now Pierre Gasly, this is the optimal pit lap, but we've told Pierre Gasly to get on with it now. He's got the deploy on, be aggressive on the tyres. The issue he's got is he's come out behind Max Verstappen. He needs to get past Max Verstappen to try and overcut, because that's going to really slow him down in terms of the other cars around him. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso has also got to get past Carlos Sainz. Both cars really need to make moves on this lap. Lap 29. Lap 31. Pierre Gasly is coming into the pit lane. He managed to latch onto the back of the Ferrari, get a couple of outs of the DRS. Is that going to be enough to jump George Russell? That is the key question. Where is George Russell? George Russell coming around Raskas now, stuck behind Alexander Albon. Pierre Gasly coming out. Where does he filter out? He filters out in front of George Russell. Lovely work there. Still got Lewis Hamilton to pit as well, so that's decent for Pierre Gasly. Fair play to the Gasman. Comes back out in P7. Fernando Alonso now is the next man we're going to be looking at pitting, but a decent pit stop there. Lap 31. Big moment in this race, lap 32. Where is Lewis Hamilton going to filter out? He's behind Alonso. He's going to filter out well in front of Pierre Gasly. Lewis Hamilton there has done very, very well in that first stint. He's now onto the hard compound tyre. He'll be going towards the end. We see the Alpha Tower getting past Lewis Hamilton. Where is Pierre Gasly? Pierre Gasly not massively far behind him, but Lewis Hamilton very much in a decent position, P6. But Pierre Gasly could possibly chase him down and get in that DRS. Lap 32. We've had a crash in turn 1. Danny Ricciardo looking to overtake his teammate and just carried straight on into the wall at Sandoval. Is that going to bring out a safety car? It doesn't look like it is, but Fernando Alonso is coming to the pits at this moment. He's going to filter out probably about where he were. Pierre Gasly is trying everything to catch Lewis Hamilton to get in that DRS. That's been the message to Pierre Gasly. Get in the DRS of that Mercedes you can see in front, because if he can do that, we might be in for a very different sort of race. But Fernando Alonso, where is this man going to come out? Probably, we're looking at P8 maybe. Where's George Russell? George Russell's coming down the start finish straight now. Fernando Alonso comes out. He's behind Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas, who has pit, and he's on more worn tyres now. So Fernando's got the fresher tyres towards the end of the race. Pierre Gasly is still doing everything to try and catch Lewis Hamilton in P5. Still at the front though. Now the first round of pit stops have been done. Max Verstappen is in P1. Then comes Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Pierre Gasly, George Russell, Valtteri Bottas, Fernando Alonso in P8, Ocon in P9, and Sergio Perez in P10. Lap 47, first bit of action we've seen for a little while, and unfortunately that Red Bull is pretty quick, and even though it's difficult to overtake here around Monte Carlo, Fernando Alonso couldn't hold off Checo Perez any longer, and Checo Perez made his way up into P7 or P8. Let's have a quick look at that. Where is he now? Checo Perez, yeah, P8, but hopefully this might work for Fernando. This might just drag him up to the back of Valtteri Bottas, because that Red Bull has been mightily quick all afternoon, and Valtteri Bottas is only now 2 seconds away if Fernando can stay with him. Lap 47. And do that he has. Lap 50, Sergio Perez right on the back of Valtteri Bottas, but who's followed him through? Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso is now on the back of Bottas and Russell. This could really play into Fernando Alonso's hand. If he can stay in touch with these guys, looking at Bottas and Russell especially, with the tyres he's got, Fernando Alonso could be in a very, very strong position to gain a couple of places, which otherwise he may not have got. Lap 50, and Pierre Gasly is just absolutely chilling in P5. Lap 60, we've had a big crash on track, and it's involving a Williams by the looks of things. Williams locks up and absolutely smashes the Haas and the McLaren. There's going to be some upset engineers in those two teams, and some Ricciardo. Wow. So Ricciardo and Magnussen out. I'm not sure how the Williams Tsunoda's not out either. We've chosen to box Fernando Alonso. We reckon we're going to get a free pit stop here. Fernando's going to come in. We're not going to pit Pierre Gasly. 8 seconds to Russell. I don't want to lose track position to George Russell if I can help it. And I don't expect any of the guys in front to come in. So at this moment in time, let's see if Lewis Hamilton comes in. He doesn't. So Pierre Gasly's going to continue. We feel that makes sense. We don't want to lose track position. Alonso may as well box. That seems to make sense for us. So we'll come back when we get back to green flag running. Right, safety car is ending. As you can see, Max Verstappen will lead us away from Sainz, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Pierre Gasly very much now back in the hunt for a podium finish. Fernando Alonso did drop back one position, has got a bit of work to do with these guys in front, but I'm sure Fernando on the soft compounded tyre will be looking to get past these guys as quickly as he possibly can, as long as that Williams gets out of the way, which it does. So 14 laps to go. All to play for here in Monte Carlo. New fastest lap of the Grand Prix for Fernando Alonso, and he celebrated it by overtaking Valtteri Bottas. We'll get the replay of that now. Fantastic work from Fernando, and to be fair, Valtteri Bottas, very respectful, just get on your way, son. I'm not in your race at all now. Fernando Alonso up to P8. And charging down, he's got George Russell and Sergio Perez both on the hard compound tyre in front of him, who are battling. He's going to be within striking distance within 1 or 2 laps. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly needs to be getting a shift on as well. I'm sure we're going to overtake Lewis Hamilton. It is a matter of when, not if, I believe. Lap 67. A matter of when, not if. You heard us say we went fainted left, went right. Pierre Gasly got the move done into Sandoval, up to P4. Fantastic work there from the Gasly. He did manage, the guy over here clapping and applauding, he did manage to get past him. But look at this as well, just behind Fernando Alonso, now having a look at George Russell. He can't quite get past him there, but Fernando Alonso right on the back of George Russell, and then he could possibly get Sergio Perez. The world is Fernando Alonso's oyster at the moment. He's got it all in his hands to do, and we're hoping that Pierre Gasly can just hold up Lewis Hamilton enough to keep him out of striking distance. But so far, Fernando Alonso doing fantastic work. Lap 68. Lap 69, Fernando Alonso into Sandoval on the outside, using DRS and DRS round the outside of the Mercedes, and now he's in striking distance of Sergio Perez. What a drive this has been from the super magical Spaniard, and he's now going to be in DRS of Sergio Perez when he gets onto the next DRS straight. He's under a second, and then possibly could catch Hamilton. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly holding off Lewis Hamilton at this moment in time, utilising those tyres, utilising that DRS, doing a fantastic job at lap 69. But get ready for another Fernando Alonso overtake highlight very shortly. I'm so confident he's coming. We're going to ride on board with him now. Fernando Alonso fakes left, goes right. Fernando Alonso using the DRS, using the DRS again. He's passed Sergio Perez in the Red Bull, and now it's Hamilton and Gasly up next, and Pierre Gasly could hold up Lewis Hamilton and let Fernando Alonso get past him. Unbelievable work. We'll watch it from a different angle. We are making Monaco anything but a procession here with Fernando Alonso. He's doing a fantastic job. And Fernando Alonso now is on the back of Lewis Hamilton. Lap 70. We've just had the worst bit of driving I've ever seen. Pierre Gasly tried to get out of the way of Fernando Alonso, let Lewis Hamilton pass. He dived behind him. Alonso managed to sort of get past, but Pierre Gasly lost about 4 positions. Unbelievable from Gasly. Fernando Alonso now is on the back of Lewis Hamilton, but Pierre Gasly has had an absolute mare there. An absolute mare. Lap 72. More positive news, however. Lap 73. Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton going at it, but Fernando Alonso coming out on top. Lovely work from Fernando. Fantastic work there into that sharp left-hander. But great work from him. But Pierre Gasly now definitely got work to do. Fernando Alonso, we think, will burst away from Lewis Hamilton. In fact, he nearly already has. We're going to give him a little bit of deploy to break the DRS, which he is going to do anyway. But Pierre Gasly now has got to start making moves to try and get back up into this mix. And I'm sure he will do. Lap 73. Last lap of the Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly's going for a move. Can he get it done? He's using the play. He's trying to get past George Russell. Pierre Gasly. He's had one mistake well, he's not had many mistakes so far this season at all, has he? Apart from that one big crash. But Pierre Gasly did manage to get past George Russell. Is he going to now manage to get past one of the 2 cars in front of him? He's still using the play. Still using the play. Can't quite get past this Red Bull. It's such a shame for him. I mean, really, we've not lost too much in terms of what we've done. We've still finished 4th and 7th. But sadly, for Pierre Gasly, he's going to be the man in 7th. But what a race from our 2 guys, especially Fernando Alonso, who comes on with the fastest lap and finishing P4. And Pierre Gasly will cross the line and finish P7. Great work from the Aston Martin guys. Double points finish again. Brilliant work, and well done, Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly. As we can see, Max Verstappen wins from Charles Leclerc, and Carlos Sainz come home in 3rd. So let's get to the classification. Well done, guys. Well done. There's lots and lots to be positive about. We've seen that all the way through this season. The classification is as follows. Max Verstappen comes in P1, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso P4, Lewis Hamilton P5, Sergio Perez gaining 9 places at Monaco to finish P6, Pierre Gasly P7, Russell P8, Bottas P9, Esteban Ocon P10. What does that mean for the drivers? Pierre Gasly stays in P5 despite that little bit of a disappointing finish there. Lewis Hamilton P6, George Russell P7, Fernando Alonso up 3 places to P8, Max Verstappen still leading from Charles Leclerc in 2nd. And in the Constructors' Championship, we stay in P4, but we do gain on Mercedes in P3. And in fact, by the looks of it, we can compete with Mercedes. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed it, and we'll see you next Tuesday for the next one. Ta-ra!